There is no doubt Hitler and the Nazis are possibly one of the worst organized groups ever.
For the next few days, we'll be interviewing Adolf Hitler and even interviewing a Jew to get his thoughts and feelings of what's happening.
Here at Star News, we are going to tell you how Hitler rose to power. We will be talking a little about how Hitler had been put in jail and how he was a part of the beer hall putsch.
First, we are going to open with a few facts on Hitler and his earlier life.
In his earlier years, Hitler had always been a little strange, a bit of a loner.
He always wanted to be a painter, but he wasn't very good at it.
Since the world didn't agree with his ways of artistic talents, he was very frustrated.
At a young age of 16, he started developing his point of view on race.
Hitler ended up basing his war ideas all around the Jews.
Hitler being born in the small town of Linz, Austria, he joined the German army in World War I.
He served as a runner, which typical life expectancy was a few hours, maybe a few days, but he served 4 years as a runner.
He was even wounded in a gas attack with severe damage, but he overcame it, obviously doing just fine nowadays.
In 1923, Hitler tried overthrowing the German government. He made his group of all military vets that were well known and loved by Germans. This event was known as the Beer Hall Putsch. It failed horribly, ending up with Hitler arrested.
Hitler was sentenced to a maximum of 5 years, Hitler only serving 18 months out of those 5 years. He wrote the book Mein Kampf, which was translated to my story.
Hitler was the 55th member of a folk party founded in 1921 called the National Socialist Party, which stood for Nazi Party. And the party was not actually a socialist party, they were a political party, but in order to gain popularity, it seemed like they had to have socialist in its name.
In the beginning, Germany is in depression.
Germany lacks confidence in their government.
Hitler wanted to kill the Jews because they owned all the markets and they were succeeding in life. They blamed all their problems on the Jews.
Hitler gave strong speeches and got desperate Nazis to follow him. Most were unemployed. They kidnapped Gustav von Kahr, the state commissioner of Bavaria, and 2 other conservative politicians.
Their plan involving Erich Ludendorff, the right-wing World War I general, to lead a march on Berlin.
Hitler initially wanted von Kahr to lead the march, but von Kahr backed away from the plan, and Hitler moved on without him.
It was one of the biggest beer halls in Marchen on November 8, 1923. Adolf took hundreds of his followers and surrounded the hall that evening.
Hitler was thrown in jail because of this attack.
Hitler also had a book called Mein Kampf, which stood for My Struggle.
Many people believe that his book was filled with a bunch of useless information that no one needed.
Oh, now we'll be interviewing Adolf Hitler himself.
Cut it.
Good evening, and welcome. You're live in Auschwitz.
Today and the next few days, we will be going live in Auschwitz talking about the rise of Adolf Hitler.
Today we'll be interviewing Hitler himself.
Hello, Hitler. We have a few questions to ask you today.
Hello, ask anything you would like.
Rumor has it you haven't always identified as German.
Yes, it is true. I was not born German. I was born in Peru and in Australia on April 20th, 1889. In fact, I only have one other sister that survived. I was supposed to be one of 6 in my family, but only me and Paula survived out of us 6.
We have reports of you wanting to be an artist. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I wanted to be an artist in my younger years. It always seemed to be interesting. At a young age, I was always told that I was never good enough to become an artist. I tried getting into Vienna Academy of Art, but both times I was denied access into the school.
Is it true your mother died of breast cancer?
Yes, she did die of breast cancer. She always was struggling with almost everything she did. I ended up living on the road for 4 years. It was a struggle every day living on the streets.
How was life in World War I?
War life was very hard. With every battle came a struggle. I was injured in war. I had a testicle blown off, just a little bit.
Now we'll be cutting to commercial. talking about Hitler's trains.
Hitler's train was named the America with a K.
His train had a lot of showers with marble walls, marble floors. Everything's pretty much marble in there. He was a very clean person.
He had his own supply of food and water on it.
His train was entirely made out of steel, which weighed over 2 tons.
The peacetime locomotive consisted of baggage and power engine car, four-horse Pullman, conference car, an escort car, a dining car, 2 sleeping cars, a Pullman coach, a personal car, the press chief's car, another baggage power engine car, codenamed America, until 31st of January 1943. It was then named Bourbonburg. During wartime, Hitler's train was officially a Führer's headquarters, or a FHQ. Whether a mobile train or a statistic headquarters complex was a command facility for Hitler's use.
The FHQ was not a military headquarters. It was the strictest sense. Stop it. HQ was not a military headquarters in the strictest sense, but rather a de facto because of Hitler's inference in the military command structure.
Little is known today about Hitler's wartime train, but an idea of it is likely regular composition comes from information leaked in 1941.
Hitler had guards to guard his personal cars. When using the train, it required several hours' notice.
If the train stopped, the dining cars and sleeping cars would quickly be connected with the postal telephone network. When on the move, they communicated using encrypted radio.
Okay. More about Hitler.
We'll be telling you a little on the timeline of Hitler.
In 1933, the
Enabling
Act granted Hitler dictatorial powers.
Also in 1933, Hitler withdraws from the League of Nations.
Now here is a small quiz on some fun facts. Some fun facts. Was Hitler really a vegetarian?
No. Hitler's own chef always talked about his love for meat.
Is it true that Hitler only had one testicle?
Yes, he got blown up in World War One.
Dude, you can't laugh. Wait, I can hold on. How old was Hitler when his priest saved him from drowning?
He was 4, and after that he wanted to become a priest.
Why did Hitler spare a Jew's life?
He spared a Jew's life because the Jew was a doctor and didn't charge Hitler due to their economic hardship.
What award was Hitler nominated for?
He was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize in 1939.
What did the Americans do to Hitler?
They put female hormones in his food to feminize him.
What year was Hitler the Man of the Year?
Hitler was the Man of the Year in 1938.
What did Hitler fear?
Hitler suffered from the fear of cats.
What was Hitler's plan to do with Jew artifacts?
He wanted to make a museum.
That's all we have. HQ was not a military headquarters in the strictest sense, but rather a de facto because of Hitler's inference in the military command structure.
Little is known today about Hitler's wartime train, but an idea of it is likely regular composition comes from information leaked in 1941.
Hitler had guards to guard his personal cars. When using the train, it required several hours' notice.
If the train stopped, the dining cars and sleeping cars would quickly be connected with the postal telephone network, when on the move, they communicated using encrypted radio.
Okay.